Here's how I paid tribute to Eddie Munson this past Halloween. Not to give away spoilers, but if you've seen Stranger Things Season 4 this past summer, then I'm sure you've seen Eddie Munson's awesome Upside Down World guitar solo. And what better character to pay homage to this Halloween than Eddie himself? To build the Upside Down World environment, I quickly searched Google for trailer parks, skies, grass, all these elements that I cut out in Photoshop, exported as PNGs, and then brought into After Effects. From there, we create a 3D composition. A big part of this also was using Video Copilot's Metropolitan pack in Element 3D. Right after I finished this project, some big updates rolled out in Adobe, and now you can import 3D models natively into After Effects without the need of a third party like Video Copilot. From there, I chose my building in the Metropolitan pack and added the guitar amps on top of the roof and then kind of positioned them so that they're angled on the peak and they're sitting right. I used a test of my guitar, which I took a picture of, cut it out in Photoshop, imported it into After Effects, auto-traced it, used the mask from the auto-traced and extruded it in Element 3D to give me a mock-up 3D model leaning against the amps as a precursor to the actual shoot I was gonna do. The 3D ash particles that are floating around in the underworld, I simply used trap code particular for that. Feathered spheres that were gray and white and black in color, randomized the opacity, randomized the size, and then I enabled depth of field with our virtual camera, so as I animate the camera, some of these ash particles go out of focus and in focus. When you make a layer 3D in After Effects, it then reacts to virtual lighting. So then from there, I created a point light and animated the hell out of this point light's position along with the intensity, duplicated these keyframes so that when lightning strikes, the position would also change so it would look like the lighting is moving throughout the clouds. And so I basically animated a few cameras in the composition and then exported each one individually. I had a virtual camera that was set up as close-ups to capture the fret and the picking, another virtual camera as a wide, and I believe I had a third virtual camera that was just kind of going crazy, going upside down, spinning, zooming in and out, just to give me cutting points throughout the video. And this whole thing took me from start to finish probably 2 days, 1 to make the environment, 2 to set up and shoot and edit. The editing was actually pretty quick because I already had the environment assembled. Another awesome effect is the wiggle expression for the virtual cameras. Basically, if you extend the parameters for a virtual camera, you're going to alt click on the point of interest stopwatch and you're going to type in wiggle parentheses and you could do 2,3. The higher these values, the crazier the camera is going to go. So the wiggle expression adds that handheld camera shake. Once I had all that done, I re-imported it back into Premiere for some final touches like sound effects, some diffusion, and a little bit of chromatic aberration just to tie everything together a little bit, and that's it. On a side note, I lost my cousin Craig earlier this year to cancer. Craig would have been 53 years old this Sunday, November 20th. My cousin Craig was a bit of a metalhead in the 90s and growing up as a kid, I always looked up to him and I remember this tattoo on his knee. Went over to my friend Ashley's house and she helped me print his tattoo as a vinyl graphic using the Cricut decal cutter. It slapped that on the guitar as well as the Hellfire Club logo. For more tutorials and tips, check out my website once in a while, alexciliato.com, as well as my YouTube. Thank you for watching.